Hey, Sabrina, thank you so much for joining me here this morning, this afternoon. It is actually, I really appreciate you taking some time to tell our viewers your results in the 6-week challenge. So before we do, tell me, when you came looking for something back in, I think it was September, October, what kind of place were you in your life? What was going on in your life where you felt like I need a change?
Well, back then I was not in a good place. I wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't exercising. Apart from I have a very physical job. I work on construction sites, so I'm very physical. But apart from that, I wasn't doing any exercise on my own. I wasn't making any right food health choices. And I really wasn't giving any time to myself. I'm a busy person working like everyone. You work. I'm running 2 companies, kids, hubby, you run your household, so you're busy, 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 and you give no time to yourself. So I let myself slide, and I wasn't doing what I needed to do for myself, and I had no I guess motivation or guidance on really knowing what to do. And I just knew I had to do something because I wasn't happy.
So you hopped online. Were you looking for something or did you find me by accident? What happened?
It was really by accident. I woke up, you wake up in the morning, you grab your phone, you're like scrolling through Facebook, and I see this thing like looking for 40 women for a free challenge, make your health non-negotiable. And I was like, oh my God, I want to see if I can get into this. It just hit me. Like, I had been thinking about it, and my husband and I were talking about going to the gym and working out, but it never happened. It's always like, oh, we're going to go tomorrow. Oh, we're going to go. And you never go. And I'm scrolling and I see this. I'm like, you know what? I'm clicking. I'm clicking. And I'm not one to do that. I'm not one to jump into anything. I think everything through. I'm like in my head all the time. I'm that kind of person where I have to think of a week. It takes me a week to choose a color for a bathroom towel or something. It's horrible. I just clicked. I just knew that. I don't know if it was the right timing, like that time. Maybe I'd had a really bad day the day before, thinking, how I did a horrible eating job that day or something. I don't know what it was, but something just made me click. And I messaged to see if I could get in. I'm like, maybe this is it. We'll see.
Awesome. And so you came for the information session, and I remember you sitting on the floor and you're looking up and we're talking to you. And, what were kind of the thoughts going through your mind at that time, and what made you kind of just to jump in and go?
Well, we sat in a circle and everybody was talking about their life and what their struggles were and what they were kind of looking for. And I'm listening. I'm like, this is exactly the thing that I was thinking about before I came here. So I knew that everyone there at that moment, they were all in the same boat. We're all there for the same thing. We all had the same goal. So I'm like, okay, well, at least this is the right group. And then listening to you, I was like, she's so inspirational. She's motivating me as I'm sitting here. So I'm like getting all excited inside. So I just sat there. I'm like, okay, this could be it. Like, it sounds really good. I didn't know what I was really getting into though. Like, I knew, okay, obviously I'm going to exercise, and then what she said, you're going to learn some nutrition and this and that. So I'm like, well, I don't know what it is, but she's really getting me pumped here. So I'm doing it.
So when you started and you had the idea of getting a nutrition idea, like education and your fitness in check and in order, what happened that you discovered that kind of over and above exceeded your expectations of the program?
Well, actually, the amount of education I got about the fitness and about the nutrition was more than I thought I was going to learn. And then there's so many other things that you've been teaching us throughout the program, just about like organizing our life, our stress, sleeping, and all these things that we all deal with every single day. You're you've been incorporating them into the program, so we've been learning so much more, and it's like everyday stuff. It's not something like, oh, you're going to learn something that you're never going to use, like in school when you're learning.
Yeah.
But so I've got so much more than I had expected, and I know there's more to come. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
excited.
because you're still with us. You're going on to your 4th challenge with us now.
That's
Tell me
right.
a little bit about the progression that you've had from one challenge to the next.
So my first challenge, I got exactly what I was looking for out of it. I lost the pounds I wanted to lose. I lost inches. I got a grasp on my education for nutrition, like what to eliminate and how to eat and stuff like that. And then my next challenge after that, I started to sort of experiment a little, trying new things, like trying, the fasting, because I didn't try any of that in the first challenge. So, new things were coming up. I said, okay, I'm going to try the fasting. And then other things like making the kombucha. I've been making the kombucha good probiotics. So just, for me, that was my second challenge, experiencing. And then this third challenge, I'm just trying to incorporate everything into my daily life. I'm trying to deal with my stress management, my organization now. So I'm still I'm still making layers
Yes.
and trying to bring it all together and incorporate it all. And hopefully in the next one, I'll, get better at it. But that's really what's been going on for me.
Awesome.
Lots
Tell
of
me your experience with the virtual workouts.
Oh, I love the virtual workouts. I love studio because, it's motivation, but you don't always have the time to maybe go, or you need to get that quick work in, your quick hour work in. But I love virtual. You might think that you're just working out, like you're working out in front of a YouTube video or something, but you're not. You're there, or Mara's there, or Jody's there, and they're watching you. Bad form, lift heavier, so you're not excluded from the group. And I love that feeling of, even though I'm not there in the studio, that I'm still being accountable for what I'm doing there, and you're making me accountable. And we're in there, we're all in this program. And because, I think we all need that accountability, and that's the virtual, it still keeps you accountable for your workouts. And I love that.
I love that aspect as well. It's definitely the direction that we're going in towards in the 6-week challenge. Sabrina, tell me a little bit about how you've been able to incorporate all of this stuff into your daily life, so that you do run 2 businesses, you have a family, you have kids. How do you keep yourself engaged in making your health non-negotiable in everyday life?
Well, when I first started the challenge, what I did is I made a promise to myself, and I'm just keeping that promise to myself, that I am going to be taking the time away from something else that I was doing before for somebody else, because that's what we all do. We give to everyone else, and we don't take any time for ourselves. So I just made a promise that I'm going to continue to take that time and give it to me. And that's what I've been doing. So, I might be stressful at work. Like, I had a crazy day. I know I have files to work on at night, but I just said, well, this hour, I'm taking it aside. I'm taking it out of life, and I'm taking it out of business, and I'm just doing my workout. So
Awesome.
that's how I'm trying to keep accountable to myself in that way. So
It's the prioritizing of time, right? Prepping your food and getting your workouts in, and just not jamming so much in your day that you won't allow for that you time, right? To manage your body, your brain. Tell me
yeah.
your most favorite thing about this whole environment, the people, the programs, the fitness.
Oh,
Tell me your most favorite aspect.
my favorite aspect is, I don't know if other people will think this is silly, but I love being a part of this Facebook community with the women and everything. If I wouldn't give it up just for that, because I love it so much. I love, everyone, talks to each other. We put out sometimes our struggles throughout the day, and everybody's right there supporting you. And because sometimes people don't understand what you're going through, but that there's somebody in this group who lives a life like you and are going through the same struggles that you're going through that day. And it's amazing. And that's my favorite part, is all these women here supporting each other, no judgment. You can say whatever or do whatever, and you can slip, and there's still somebody there to say it's okay. We're going to start again. So I love that part about it. I
I
wouldn't give
love
it up.
that 24-hour access, like there's always somebody posting something in the group. So
Yeah.
that moment when you feel a little down or weak, or, you stumble a little bit, you can always go back, and there's always, motivational things to read to keep you engaged. So I think that's very powerful with the community.
Yes, absolutely. And we're meeting people. We're creating a buddy system with everybody, and we're keeping each other accountable, but still getting some personal, you know, some friends, I would think, out of it as well, you know, keeping in contact like that.
Tell me your connection that you have with your buddy. You have 2 buddies, right?
I do. Actually, I have 3 buddies.
Miss Popular.
My buddies are great. You know, we don't necessarily, some we might text, you know, go back and forth a little bit more each day. Some others might be every couple of days, but I'm really getting to know them. We're talking about, sometimes we talk about personal stuff, our own struggles, you know, or we're just trying to pump each other up, you know, like if we've had a bad week, and, you know, like we would do on Facebook, but more on a personal level. So, and some of them are virtual members, so I've never met them in the studio. So we've been texting. We're quite excited to be meeting on Saturday for the celebration.
Celebration day. Oh my God, I can't wait. It's always my favorite part of the program when we get to go and we get those after measurements and we go and celebrate and have a great party that night. I'm happy we get to do that every 2 months or so. It's just so much fun. Sabrina,
Yeah.
if you saw your best friend on the street and she looked at you and went like, what happened to you? You look amazing. What would you tell her if you had 30 seconds to tell her about the program?
Oh my God, you have to meet Sherry Thacker. I've been training with her since October. Look at my results. You wouldn't ever do this on your own. You need accountability. You get education. You have basically a personal trainer every single day, 24 hours. That's priceless. You have to contact with her. Get in contact with her.
Awesome. Sabrina, you've been amazing to talk to today. I really appreciate you taking this time. I know it really helps people to make a decision when they hear, you know, I can talk about our program all day, right? But when they hear the people going through the program and they listen to how they've incorporated it into their life, it really helps them to make the right decision. And look at you, you're jacked. Like I still can't get over, you know, just like you ripped up and you look amazing. So thank you so much for participating today.
My pleasure. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for everything.
See you soon, girl.
All right. Bye.
Bye.